there, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Healthy Cooking for the Ageless Woman.
We today are going to do a really quick roast of some veggies. And you know, we're always talking about the antioxidant power of veggies and so many nutrients, but it can be boring if all you're doing is carrot sticks and cut up raw veggies or boiling some broccoli.
And you know, Dana, I do encourage people to eat raw vegetables, but cooking vegetables actually makes them easier on your digestive system. The starchy vegetables like carrots, parsnips, butternut squash, sweet potato, these are all prebiotics, so they help with your gut health and digestion. So I really encourage cooking these vegetables.
And don't you love the rainbow of colors in these carrots, Robin? These are organic carrots and they're just a medley of colors and they are so flavorful. The first time I made them, oh my gosh, I fell in love with them. And by the way, when you roast these, they don't have to be fully overcooked. Now, I went ahead and quickly blanched these. What do you call these things?
Brussels sprouts. They're Brussels sprouts. They're little baby. I call them little baby cabbages, but they're Brussels sprouts.
Baby cabbages because they are, they're cruciferous veg, which are super good for you, super anti-aging. But I like to cut them actually like in a third, because then you have this nice little thinner piece, and when you put it to roast, it can get a little crispy on the outside, and it absorbs some of the balsamic and the oil that you're using. So you can use anything you want. I love carrots, Brussels sprouts. We've got some peppers today. Onion is always really tasty under the grill. And of course, broccoli.
Broccoli and mushrooms are always good as well.
So it's super simple, and we're not going to do it on the grill because I find on the grill I'm always going out there. When I put it in my oven, I only have to look at it a couple times. So stand by. We're going to chop everything up and throw it together and give you the rest of the steps. Okay, this actually took minutes to cut up. It's so fast and easy. And what I like to do to get the oil distributed is place the veggies in little Ziploc bags. So what oil are we going to use? Well, hopefully you know if you watch our show.
Coconut oil.
We use coconut oil.
For all of our cooking.
Why don't we use olive oil?
Well, because olive oil is not meant for high temperatures. It breaks down and the whole composition of the oil is not healthy anymore once it reaches a certain temperature.
So if you like the flavor of olive oil, we're going to roast it with the coconut oil because it makes a nice crispiness. It gives a great flavor and texture. And you can drizzle a little bit of quality olive oil at the end if you want a little bit of that, but we're going to cook with this. So let's grab our 2 bags. We're going to divide it up. We have quite a large amount of veggies here. And by the way, as I said before, they taste great cold or just reheated. But I like to mix it up into 2 different bags. In this case, we're going to use 2 bags. You could use one and then the other, but pour those veggies in. We've got onions, Brussels sprouts, carrots, yellow and orange peppers, and then our multicolored carrots, which we were tasting as we chopped, which is always a great way to get those raw veggies and the benefits of the enzymes, because you do have enzymes in your raw veggies before they're cooked.
Now, Dana, should we just talk real quickly about the coconut oil? At Dana's house, she lives in a teeny bit warmer. I live more coastal, and she lives a teeny bit warmer climate, so her coconut oil in the summertime is always liquid. Mine's still a little bit solid at home. So all you have to do is, if you want this to liquefy, just keep the jar, the lid on, and put it, the jar, immerse it in some warm water. And within like 2 minutes, it's melted.
So what I'm going to do is I have a little quarter cup measure, and I'm putting about half of that. So about 1/8 of a cup, which is just a couple tablespoons. I'm going to put a little here, and I'm actually going to do it in each because this is a lot of veggies. Yeah. I like what the oil does as they cook, the texture and so forth. We also are going to add a little salt, sea salt, of course, because it's much healthier for you. and you can salt yours, and I'm going to add a little pepper. You can certainly do more later. I don't like to do too much because everybody has a different palate for salt. And then herbes de Provence, again, a nice mixture of herbs that are used a lot in Mediterranean cooking. You can do anything. I really like thyme. I think thyme is in herbes de Provence, but I like a little extra sometimes. So what are you going to do? You're going to Ziploc it up and give it a nice shake. This is the easiest way to distribute the oil evenly all over the veggie.
And the salt and the herbs.
Yep.
And what I know we're making a lot of noise. Can you hear? I usually like to do this and then spread it out, and I always put a little more salt and herbs evenly over it.
I agree.
I like salt, and I know Deanna is a big salt person.
Yeah. I like to put the carrots kind of toward the bottom. They can cook a little bit more, and then I like to put the Brussels sprouts a little more toward the top because they'll actually get a little bit crispy on top. So let's lay those down. And I have put a little foil. I don't like cleaning my cooking tins, and so I put a little foil down, but no need for any oil on there because the veggies are beautifully coated. I love how those herbs just clung there. You want to salt and pepper a little bit more before I lay these down? And even maybe
a little bit more herbs.
Herbs are good. It's my friend from Australia says herbs. Herbs are wonderful.
Another great seasoning to do on your vegetables like this, if you want, is instead of the herbes de Provence, you do your salt, pepper, your coconut oil, and then cumin and a little red pepper. Gives it a completely different flavor, but really delicious.
Now you do want to spread them out. We could have even had a bigger pan, but I'm just going to spread them out to the ends as much as possible. Preheat the oven. I start at 425 just because I like it to start hot, and then in about 10 minutes turn it down to about 375. Keep your eye on it. We are going to add a little drizzle of balsamic glaze toward the end of the roasting, and we'll be back to show you the end result. As always, by this time of the show, Robin and I are really hungry. We're ready for lunch. We have a little roast chicken warming up in the oven, and our veggies look amazing.
I could eat just veggies. I mean, they're so delicious. And look at this. This is off a Brussels sprout. I don't know if you can hear this. Crunchy.
You can really watch them toward the end because they can burn, but you can get this little lovely crunchiness. We grated up some healthy cheese. This is one of Robin's favorite brands.
This is, I think, Manchenko.
Oh, yes.
Is that?
Yeah. Or this is the sharp cheddar from Kerrygold.
Oh, this is the Kerrygold.
Point
I
is
love
grass-fed.
Grass-fed. Mm-hmm.
So we're actually, while they're still warm, we're going to put a little bit of cheese. You don't need much. It's amazing when you get a sharp cheese, how much flavor you can get. You're not even getting a teaspoon probably on some of these pieces, but it's going to melt here into the veggies. If you're in our Detox Light program, you're not going to have the cheese during that time, but again, a great option. I've also drizzled just a little bit of this Modena reduction of balsamic vinegar on just a little bit. If you like a little bit of sweetness and balsamic, again, teeny bit of sugar, but not much. This is a lot of food. We're clearly not going to eat it. It stays so great for leftovers. I've even grabbed it for lunch cold because the veggies have so much flavor.
And you can use these veggies in some of your recipes. The roasting of the veggies makes them taste so much more of the flavor of the vegetable. I don't know how you say that.
You can toss it in a cold salad.
Yes, in a salad. It's good. Roasted vegetables in a salad.
Get creative, but this is one of the ways I get so much more vegetable into my diet, and I love it. I hope you love it too.